Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So our last video with Tristan here with SUV RVing, we went a little long on the interview. Be sure to watch the previous video where we talk to Tristan, learn all about his lifestyle. But now you guys are here for the tour, the big thing. Tristan, what are you driving right now?
Currently, this is a 2000 Toyota Landcruiser. I also have a RAV4 that I use for adventures, but here today, we're showing off the 2000 Toyota Landcruiser.
Okay, and you bought this when?
Just about 2 months ago. It's a relatively new purchase for me.
So folks, we're gonna take a tour of this and let's just go see what it's like. I can't wait, let's go.
So welcome to my little home away from home here. This is I guess this is the core of it. So I built a platform in the back. And so I wanted to be able to access all my stuff while I'm inside the car. So like at night when I'm in there, opens up like that. And both sides do that. Over on this side and access stuff here, or if I want to access the stuff that's under here, I can be over on this side. So access the stuff from the back, obviously. Yeah, so this is I think a 3-inch foam mattress from Amazon.
Okay.
There are 2 of them. I think it's 24 inches wide, so one here. And then I got a couple of sheets from Target, and I basically wrapped them around the mattress and then sewed it into a little burrito thing. So that's what this is.
So then you can take that cover off.
Yes, I can take the cover off. So the mattress, I guess, is Wilpo.
Okay.
It's like $90 on Amazon, I think, maybe $100 on Amazon each one. Super comfy. I think it's the best mattress I've had. And then it has these little button snaps.
And you put those on.
Yep. And then underneath, so in my last build, I had a little bit of a problem with mold underneath the mattress. It's like, you know, your body heat and like the moisture in your car can get some moisture on the platform, and that can lead to mold. It wasn't a lot, but it was enough to, you know, I don't want mold.
Yeah, so it's a concern.
Yeah, exactly. Any amount of mold is not interesting to me. And so I have this here. This is called, I think it's called Dendri. And it's made for this. It's made to put underneath mattresses in RVs.
And so it's a little like a webbing of...
yeah, it's like hard, kind of hard plasticky.
But it's airflow lets go through that.
So it keeps you off of the platform a little bit. So I stapled that onto here. There's one on this side too. I've got 2 Jackerys in the car. This is the Jackery Explorer 240. And this I use, so I have this one in the back, and I have the bigger one up in the front. This one I use to charge batteries for my various cameras. So I have a drone, a GoPro, my main camera that I use for filming. Then I also will charge my phone battery on here at night. And I like redundancy in everything. I like having multiples of everything.
Of course.
Because again, if I'm out in the middle of nowhere on a trip and I can't, and you know, my Jackery breaks or something like that, I don't want to not be able to recharge things easily and do my job. I do this full time. Right? I don't camp full time, but I make videos full time. That's my job.
I was gonna say, yeah, we've never really touched on that. So you do this for a full-time job.
Yes.
You're a professional.
It is, yeah, I guess so.
Professional camper and videographer.
Exactly. And so if I can't do my job, if something happens with my camera or my microphone, you know, I have doubles of all of that so that it doesn't ruin my trip, because that's happened to me before.
How do you charge that little Jackery?
There's a 12-volt outlet right there. 12-volt socket right in the back there.
Now, is that 12-volt socket always on, or is it only at the ignition?
No, it's off when the car is off.
So I noticed that you have locking mechanisms on the beds right there.
Yeah, so I have 4 of these cam locks, 2 on this door, 2 on this one. You can see it right here, there. And they're all keyed alike. They all use the same key. And I did this for a couple of reasons. First, and kind of most obviously and most importantly, so I can lock these when if I'm out hiking for a day or 2, if I'm out camping, you know, backpacking.
Was it expensive to build out this platform system?
This one was, because I wanted it to be nice. Like, I really like this car. It's a nice car for me. And I didn't want to just like put super cheap wood that I found on the side of the road and make a platform out of that. So this is, I think this is 5/8 inch Baltic birch ply.
Okay. And
it was like $130 a sheet, and we used 3 sheets.
Okay.
So with that and all the hardware, it was like $520, I think, for the whole thing. Okay. So this right side is stuff that I use more often. So I have clothes and books and camera gear and cooking gear in there a little bit. And then on the left side, that's more recovery gear, emergency gear. We use this pipe strapping stuff here to anchor it to these tie downs that are bolted to the car.
Oh yeah.
And so the platform itself is solid, and so you can't just like lift up the platform to get at what's underneath it. And One other thing about the locks. So I mentioned that I wrecked the last car. I slipped on some ice and it flipped over onto its side. The platform doors, whatever you want to call them, opened up and stuff fell out.
Oh.
Luckily, it wasn't like a crazy rolling wreck.
Okay.
But if it had been, stuff could have flown out and, you know, injured me potentially while I was in there.
Getting it hit in the head by a jack while you're going on the road,
right.
that would suck.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And so that's just another benefit of having the locks. I usually do lock them down when I'm driving. So if I do roll the car, then you know, it's not the end of me.
Yeah, that's
it
true.
Might be the end of the car, but at least I'll hopefully make it out.
So what do you use for the restroom?
I have this little guy. So this goes together like that. Has these straps on it. And you can use it just as a regular chair, or you can move these ones to the side. I have trash bags. These are pretty small trash bags. I can put a trash bag in, put the edges of it over my business.
Yep.
And then I have a little bottle of kitty litter that I can use to sprinkle in the bag too.
Oh, that's super simple. I like that it folds up so small and that you don't have like a solid bucket that you have to make room
Again,
for.
that was really the #1 criteria. This is 1.5 inch or 2 inch seatbelt webbing on here.
Oh, okay.
And I just sewed that on.
So you made your own bathroom. I like it.
I did. This is my adventure garage. So this is a pack raft. This is a 2-person inflatable pack raft. Then I have 2 backpacks. One is for fishing gear. One is my fishing pack. One is my hiking pack. And then I have one of those pop-up privacy tent things. I've got recovery boards right here, which I've used several times. These are just like the $60 ones that you can buy from Amazon. I have one here. I have another set with my RAV4. And I use it a couple times each winter, usually, like to get out of snow mostly. You can also use it for mud and sand, but I've used it a lot for snow. It's snowy in Idaho, snowy in the places that I travel to, so it's helpful. And then, so this is also great for, again, smelly stuff, wet stuff. So my wading boots for fishing are up in here. I put them up here to dry, and trash is also good to put up here. And then 100-watt Renogy, I think it's their compact solar panel. And then one thing that people have a lot of questions about is how do you get the cables into the car? It's like from the solar panel into your power station in the car. Never drilled a hole into the car yet. I don't ever really want to do that if I don't have to. And so far I haven't had to. And so for this car, it's different for every car, but for this one, the cables go along here from the solar panel under the cargo box. And then they come along this crossbar to the side rail. And I have heavy duty and UV resistant zip ties holding it to the crossbar and to the side rail. Coming in through the side channel here. So when I close this, it doesn't pinch the cables. There's enough room there, there's enough clearance there that the cables are just completely fine going along the side channel here. Then they go underneath the car. We found that if we lifted up the carpet here in the back, there was a grommet for something, and there was nothing in the grommet. It was just the grommet plugging a hole. And so we were able to fish the cables down underneath and then up through the bottom of the car, through that hole, and then coming up out through between the trim and the carpet here.
So and then you didn't have to drill any holes?
No holes. So, and then that just goes alongside the platform there to the power station.
Oh, that's super, super easy.
This is a Jackery Explorer 1000. This one just fits better in this car. So the Jackery is there, just the fridge runs off of it. It could power the fridge for days and days. Yeah. So the solar panel goes to the Jackery, and then I can also charge the Jackery while I'm driving. I have to manually switch it over. So this is a 2.5-gallon water jug. And then this thing is made for 5-gallon water jugs, like the kind that you would put on a water cooler at work or at home. But you can just kind of turn this to the side, press the button.
Oh, that's super cool.
And water comes out. But on the top here, there are a few other buttons. There's one for 300 milliliters, 500, and 1 liter. It's under there, press the 1 liter button, and it'll turn off once it's dispensed a liter. This is only like $14 or $15 on Amazon. There are tons of these on Amazon. I liked this particular one because it does have those little presets on top.
So tell me about your fridge. What kind of fridge is that?
This, I've only had it for a couple weeks, but it works well so far. I think the brand is Joy Tutus.
Okay.
It's
Amazon?
Amazon, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's the 20, 25 quart range, somewhere in there. And I bought this particular one because it just fits perfectly right in this spot. If you're still using a cooler, I think that a fridge is the #1 quality of life improvement you can make to your life on the road. It's so, like, it's not a big deal having to deal with ice. I'm sure we've all done it, but it's awesome to have a fridge and not have to worry about the ice. Wet food, it's just nice to not have to deal with that.
When you do cook, what do you use for cooking?
So I have just a little camp stove, the kind that screws onto the top of a fuel canister. It was like $10 on Amazon.
Okay.
Nothing fancy.
More of a backpacking one, you said?
Exactly. Yeah, like a backpacking stove. Just a little single burner thing.
Okay.
Then I'll heat up soups or just
ramen.
cook. Yeah, you know, boil water. Just very, very basic stuff. I don't like cooking, and so it's not a focus of my travels.
Is that at home too? You don't like cooking?
Correct.
So you're consistent.
Yes, exactly. Next to the fridge here is my food.
Okay.
So I have another bin that fits. Like my dry food is in that $5 Walmart bin right there. Again, I got it because of the size. Fits perfectly. And
yeah.
It's got snacks in it, hiking food, basically.
Okay. So what do you do to stay clean on the road?
So similar to my other systems that I have here, it's simple and it's pretty compact. It's not fancy, not fussy. I've got 2 different options that I use. First is this kind of jerry-rigged thing that I put together. This is a 3-liter platypus bottle. You can get these at REI or Amazon, and it rolls up. It's a soft bottle. Platypus sells a couple different attachment accessories for it, and it goes into a little piece of clear vinyl tubing, and then there's this little ball valve, very small ball valve on it, with another platypus accessory or fitting, and then on that I've screwed the bottle from a soda, or the cap from a soda bottle. And I drilled I drilled 5 small holes into that. I filled this up with water, screw this on, and I can put this in the sun while I'm out hiking. And I can attach it to the top of my car, attach it to the cargo box, or to whatever, attach it to a tree. Super water efficient. And that's the main reason I wanted this. So just for washing my hair, again, I can use this, but I recently got this. This is by Lunatech. So it has a little pump on the top here. You pump it up 5 or 6 times, and then it has a nozzle here that you can adjust. So if you have it tight on here, it does a little mist, right? So I've used this with my dog to keep him cool on hot days when we're out hiking. Or you can use this to just spray yourself down. Again, if you're hot, if you loosen the nozzle a little bit, it turns into a stream. And then if you take it off, it's a triple stream. And this is the one that I use to wash my hair.
Okay.
I bought just like raw pieces of no-see-um mesh of fabric, and I cut them perfectly to fit these windows here. And then I have flat magnets holding the mesh on here. I don't like using Velcro. That doesn't really work well in hot cars. Eventually it just melts off, peels off, and leaves a sticky residue, which is gross. And so if you do have metal around your windows, using magnets is definitely the way to go. Newer cars especially have a lot of plastic around here, so you might not be able to use the magnets. Yes. So I made the curtains. I'll pull one of them down here. So the first thing you need to figure out when you set up curtains is how you're going to hang them, or what you're going to hang them from. And so in this car, I'll show it to you here. This is, I think, 1/8 inch shock cord.
Okay.
It's like paracord, but it's stretchy. These curtains are hung with these little plastic button snaps. They're called cam snaps, K-A-M. And you can buy a little cam snap tool. It's like pliers, kind of, for like $15. Then you can buy just a ton of these little plastic snaps. And I also have basically a USB light bulb.
Oh.
With a little button on here, so you can change the color temperature. It can be like a white light or a yellow light or somewhere in between. And then you can also make it pretty light or pretty bright or pretty dim, depending on
mood lighting or
yeah,
reading.
exactly.
Okay.
And it has a little hook on it, so I can hook that up right there.
Oh, nice.
And then again, plug this into the little Jackery that's in the back there. And then I have my first fan is this.
All right.
And so this is essentially a ceiling fan. It's not ideal for 2 people because it takes up, it kind of hangs down and it takes up some space. So if my wife were sleeping here, it would be like this far from her face. Okay. So if she were to sit up in the middle of the night,
that'd be bad.
She'd get some fan in her face.
Yeah.
Not ideal. But this thing, it has these blades that just plug right in. And then I have little loops that I've tied here. I've got 3 of them. So I can hook the fan up on the side or in the middle. And I plug this in I can plug this into either Jackery, keep this cable out of the way, and then I can plug this into the Jackery, and it moves quite a bit of air. It doesn't move super fast.
I feel it from here, actually.
Yeah, and it's not super loud.
It must be really low draw.
Super energy efficient. Yeah, I mean, it just draws whatever USB is, you know, not very much, 5 watts or something like that.
And collapsible.
Yes, and collapsible. And then I have another fan. Got this guy, so I can clip this, you know, to here and then angle it to me.
Is that one battery powered or USB?
Both. So it has a little battery in it, and it has 3 speeds. It can go for like 6 hours, 12 hours, or 20 hours, I think, depending on which speed you choose. But then it also has a USB-C and a micro USB port in the back. And so you can charge it using either of those, and it can also run while it's charging.
So you definitely have good ways of keeping cool, like if it gets too hot in the summer, because it's hot in parts of Idaho right now.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, very cool. I love it. Thank you. Tristan, thank you so much for opening your home to us, showing us all what it's like to build out an SUV and to really make it super efficient. And I love the shower system personally. I thought that was super, super cool. Also the refrigeration, I think about the times I go down to Baja, I don't have refrigeration. And so that's kind of key for me.
Yeah.
I deal with that cooler.
It really is a huge quality of life improvement.
It really is. Like I find myself just not using a cooler because the ice melts, your food gets soggy. And the fact that you can do it, and it's pretty compact between the Jackery and the refrigerator, that doesn't take up much room. Folks out there, what was your favorite part of his build? What was the coolest thing that you got out of this? Let us know in the comments below. If you got something out of this video, give us a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to check out his channel as well, SUVRVing. It's on YouTube, and you'll see all of his adventures and all the fun things that he does. Tristan, thank you so much for everything.
Thanks, Brian, and thank you guys for watching.
All right, guys, we'll see you down the road.